The soft hum of the old radio in the corner played a melancholic tune as I sipped my coffee, staring out the window at the never-changing landscape of my small, lonely town. It had been 5 years, 3 months, and 17 days since the night they disappeared, the night she disappeared. I still remember her arrival, the way the sky had cracked open like a celestial egg, spilling light so brilliant it made the stars look dim. She had stumbled out of that radiance, her form vaguely human but undeniably alien. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, and her eyes, those eyes held galaxies. Her name, or what I could pronounce of it, was Zara. She wasn't from here, and yet, she became my everything. We had shared months of wonder, exploring each other's worlds. Zara was fascinated by the simplicity of Earth, its sunsets, its rain, the way I could laugh until I cried. And I was entranced by her stories of distant stars and impossible civilizations, her voice a melody that spoke to something deeper than language. But one night, without warning, she vanished. All she left behind was a faint outline in the grass where her ship had landed and an ache in my heart that refused to heal. I had told myself 1,000 times that she wasn't coming back. That she couldn't. That our brief, impossible love was just that, impossible. And yet, I had waited. For 5 long years, I had waited. Tonight, the sky looked different. The stars seemed to shimmer with a peculiar intensity, and there was a heaviness in the air, like the universe was holding its breath. I set my coffee down and stepped outside, the cool night air prickling my skin. The hum started low, almost imperceptible, but it grew quickly, a vibration that seemed to resonate in my bones. My heart raced as the sky began to glow, a familiar, otherworldly light tearing through the heavens. And then she was there. Zara stood in the clearing, her silver form glowing faintly under the moonlight. Her eyes met mine, and the galaxies within them swirled with something I could only describe as longing. "Did you miss me, human?" she asked, her voice both a question and an answer to the ache that had consumed me for so long. I couldn't speak. I could barely breathe. All I could do was nod as the tears I'd kept locked away for years finally fell. She stepped closer, her presence both familiar and alien, a paradox that felt like coming home and venturing into the unknown all at once. "I didn't want to leave," she said softly. "But my world needed me. I thought of you every moment." "Why now?" I managed to ask, my voice trembling. "Why come back after all this time?" Her expression darkened, and for the first time, I saw something I hadn't before, fear. "Because they're coming." "Hey." She reached out, her hand brushing against mine. Her touch was cool, electric, and it sent a shiver down my spine. "My people," she said. "They don't understand you, your kind. They see Earth as a resource, nothing more. I've come to warn you, to help you." My mind reeled. The thought of an alien invasion had always been the stuff of science fiction, but standing here, looking into Zara's eyes, it felt terrifyingly real. "How much time do we have?" "Not enough," she admitted. "But I have a plan." The next few hours were a blur of activity and explanations. Zara's ship, hidden in the nearby woods, was a marvel of technology, its interior alive with lights and panels that pulsed like a heartbeat. She showed me a device, a small, crystalline orb that she said could emit a signal powerful enough to cloak Earth from her people's sensors. "But there's a risk," she said, her voice heavy with regret. "The energy required to activate it could kill me." "No," I said immediately. "There has to be another way." She shook her head. "This is the only way. If I don't do this, your world will be enslaved, harvested. I can't let that happen. I won't." The thought of losing her again, this time forever, was unbearable. "We'll find another way," I insisted. "There has to be another way." Zara's eyes softened, and she reached up to touch my face. "You always were stubborn," she said with a faint smile. "It's one of the things I love about you. Before I could protest further, the ground shook, and the night lit up with the arrival of another ship. It was massive, its sleek, black hull glinting menacingly as it descended. Zara's expression hardened. "They're here." Chaos erupted as figures emerged from the ship, their forms towering and angular, their movements precise and mechanical. Zara pushed me behind her, raising a hand as a shimmering barrier of light appeared between us and the invaders. "Go," she said, her voice firm. "Get to the ship. Activate the device." "Not without you," I said, refusing to leave her side. The battle was fierce, Zara's power against the overwhelming force of her people's technology. But even as she fought, it was clear she was outnumbered. I knew what I had to do. Slipping away while Zara held the invaders at bay, I made my way to her ship. The orb sat on the console, glowing faintly. My hands shook as I activated it, the room filling with a low hum that grew into a deafening roar. Light exploded from the orb, spreading out in waves that seemed to ripple through the very fabric of reality. When I emerged from the ship, the invaders were gone. The clearing was silent, the air still. And Zara. Zara lay on the ground, her silver skin dimmed, her breathing shallow. I ran to her, cradling her in my arms. "Why did you do it?" I whispered, tears streaming down my face. "Why did you come back?" Her eyes fluttered open, and she smiled weakly. "Because I love you," she said simply. "And some things are worth any risk." I held her close, my heart breaking as her light faded. But as the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, I felt a warmth against my chest. The orb, now dim, pulsed faintly, and Zara's body began to shimmer. She wasn't gone. Not completely. The technology that had cloaked Earth had also preserved her essence, her energy. And though she could no longer walk beside me, she was there, a part of me, always. In the years that followed, I dedicated my life to sharing Zara's story, to preparing humanity for the challenges that lay ahead. Her sacrifice had saved our world, and her love had shown me that even in the vastness of the universe, we are not alone. And on quiet nights, when the stars shine just a little brighter, I feel her presence, hear her voice in the wind. "Did you miss me, human?" Every day, Zara. Every single day.